So everyone's favorite Canadian Prime Minister is at it again. Justin Trudeau, this one over here, announced this week that his administration is going to start getting rid of stupid Canadian laws. Which is a very good thing, because as much as I may not be Prime Minister Trudeau's greatest fan, I'm even less of a greatest fan of stupid Canadian laws, which we have a lot of in this country. Now see, this thing here is the Canadian Criminal Code, which has all of the big Canadian criminal laws in it. By the way, if you want to know a big difference between the United States and Canada, it is that in Canada, only the federal government can make criminal laws. In the US, the federal government and the state government can make criminal law. Anyway, this thing is just full of nonsense. For example, here on page 282, it says it is against the law to pretend to exercise or use any kind of witchcraft, sorcery, enchantment, or conjuration. Did you get that? The key word is pretend. So if you're an actual witch or sorcerer, that's fine. Just go about your business. But if you're faking it, then it's the big house for you. I'm keeping that in just because I've never seen a video of myself sneezing before. Then here in section 71, it says anyone who challenges or attempts by any means to provoke another person to fight a duel is guilty of a crime and can go to jail for 2 years. And again, we are not talking about actual dueling, which is murder, which, FYI, is already illegal in Canada. No, we are merely talking about challenging someone to a duel. So if I go, hey, you watching this video, I challenge you to pistols at dawn, then I've just committed a crime in Canada. Now here is one that I think is a little bit more well-known. It is against the law to cut a coin in half in Canada, or more specifically, to break up one. It is all written down here in the Canadian Currency Act. I remember when I was a little kid, there used to be this infomercial on TV about these amazing miracle scissors that could cut through anything. Just watch them cut through this coin. And we all giggled about it at school because obviously that very bad man in the commercial was going to prison. Now another fun fact about Canada is that because we don't have the First Amendment, it is a lot easier for our government to ban books and movies and stuff. Every day, in fact, Canadian border guards seize books and movies and CDs from American travelers because they've deemed the content of those things to be too offensive or violent or perverted for the delicate Canadian sensibilities. But here is one very specific form of naughty entertainment that the Canadian government doesn't want you to have: crime comics. In the section of the Criminal Code describing offenses tending to corrupt morals, it says a Canadian breaks the law when he makes, prints, publishes, distributes, or has in his possession for the purposes of publication, distribution, or circulation a crime comic. With crime comic being defined as a book that pictorially depicts the commission of crimes, real or fictitious, as well as events connected with the commission of a crime. Now, if I'm reading this correctly, this means that every single superhero comic is technically banned in Canada, since those do nothing but depict the commission of fictitious crimes, let alone connected events. And speaking of freedom of speech, here's something for all you atheists out there. It is against the law in Canada to, quote, publish a blasphemous libel. Now, the law does say that this isn't supposed to apply to the expression of opinions on religion that are argued in good faith and in decent language, which I guess means there's nothing to worry about unless you get this guy as your judge. And by the way, if you think you can get away with insulting religion or cutting up coins or selling comic books just because you're on a rocket ship in outer space, guess again. One of the very first parts of the Canadian Criminal Code says quite explicitly that Canadians can be prosecuted for crimes on any means of transportation to or from a space station. So yes, lots of stupid laws in Canada. If you are interested in learning more about this subject, I highly recommend the book Under Arrest by Bob Tarantino, which is a quite fantastic guide to some of the weirdness of the Canadian legal system. Did I miss any good, stupid Canadian laws? I was only talking about criminal laws here, but I know there are a lot of stupid laws governing less serious matters as well. So anyway, if you know any, let me know in the comments. But do it quickly. Like I said, old man Trudeau is trying to get rid of a lot of this stuff. So you see, he's not that much fun after all.
I am out on a hot day, minding my own business with my family. I have been known to wear a bathing suit from time to time at the lake. I mean, like,